Hi, my name is Game Boy. I don't normally open up videos like this, and excuse the jacket, I know, it is really cold down here, so I would turn on my heater, but I don't think you guys would be able to hear me, so if you see me switch with jacket on, jacket off, it's okay, it's really cold down here. This comes from James Bond. So Sean Connery, the original actor for James Bond, has passed away at the age of 90. Luckily it wasn't through COVID. I'm really glad it wasn't through COVID. He just passed away through natural causes. This next story comes from the Angry Birds series, and there was an Angry Birds game that has unfortunately been canceled. So to my knowledge, I think this was supposed to be a spin-off sports game. It was supposed to be called Angry Birds Tennis. And this next story comes from Animal Crossing New Horizons. So a Reddit user by the name of Connected Potato did a video on Reddit, posted this, and I stopped it on Harley Quinn just because that's my personal favorite. This next story comes from the Banjo-Kazooie series. So the composer of the game series, Grant Kirkhope, has been posting a series of remixes, and Gaming Reinvented said this. They said, "You're remixing all the Banjo-Kazooie soundtracks? Dang, that's insane if true." And Grant responded with, "I'm doing it, just a bit slow getting it done, of most of it anyways." This next story comes from the Bloody Roar series. So a YouTuber with over 10,000 subs named JeremiahIsaiah did a video on this explaining the trademark that was made. Because Bloody Roar is owned by Konami, a lot of people thought that this was for a pachinko machine, and it is not. So a lot of people have been thinking we might be getting a new Bloody Roar game. I asked in the comments, because I've heard of this game, but I've never played it. I asked in the comments, is this for any Nintendo platforms? And apparently it was for the GameCube, so hopefully we might get a Switch port. And this next story comes from Bravely Default 2. So as most of us Nintendo fans know, there was a Nintendo Direct Mini partner showcase, and this one was actually alright. They showed off Bravely Default 2, and a couple of other games that I'm going to be talking about here later on in the video. This was the first thing that they showed off at the partner showcase, and it's now been delayed to February of next year. This next story comes from the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series. Same thing with what I said a couple videos ago about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Black Ops Cold War isn't even out yet, and there's already rumors about another Call of Duty game. So a YouTuber with over 95,000 subscribers named The Long Sensation, I talked about him before, he tweeted out this. He said, "I hate to be that guy before Black Ops Cold War has released, but it's looking like COD for 21 has another Modern Warfare title of some kind. Understandably not a lot of information as of yet, but it's a modern day setting. Modern Warfare 4 seems like the only logical step." And for this next story we have comes from Control. I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this if you saw the partner showcase. Yeah, this is for the Switch now, and it's playable through iCloud. This next story comes from Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. So a YouTuber with over 60,000 subscribers named Canadian Guy made a video. I feel like he would explain it more and better than I do. So I'll leave a link down to his channel if you want to watch the video. There is more proof now that this is coming to the Switch. Not only that, but Crash Bandicoot is getting an Android figure. Good Smile US tweeted out this. "From Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time comes Nendoroid Crash Bandicoot. Nendoroid Crash is outfitted with plenty of parts for creating his wacky poses and expressions from the game. Pre-orders open now." I will leave a link down to that if you want to get it in the description. This next story comes from the Crysis series. I think the last time I talked about this was it being delayed because it had gameplay leaked. And now there's speculation and rumors that the next Crysis game is going to be a battle royale. The official Gaming Leaks and Rumors Twitter tweeted out this. "Leaked documents of Crytek hints at a new battle royale called Crysis Next. Other projects could be pitched, cancelled, or in the works are mentioned in said documents. Crysis VR, Hunt Mobile, Rise Next, Robinson 2. This next story comes from Cyberpunk 2077. This was actually requested by someone for me to talk about it, so I'm talking about it. I didn't even know this happened, but apparently it's been delayed to December 10th. And the official Cyberpunk Twitter put out this. You can pause it if you want to read it. And this next story comes from Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Nothing really happened with the game, but there are two characters from the game that are getting their own figures. So I'll leave a link down to both of those characters. This next story comes from the Dark Souls series. Remember that fan-made sequel I talked about a couple of videos ago? We have an update on that, and Meow Meredith, one of the people making the game, tweeted out this and gave us an update. He said, "Proud to announce that Nightfall has a rally mechanic from Bloodborne. It took almost a year for me to come up with the extremely bizarre method of implementation in this engine. Enjoy." Are you really gonna fuck with him right now? This next story comes from Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny. The Unrelenting Edition, aka the Limited Edition, is now available for pre-order, so if you want to get that, I'll leave a link down below. And this next story comes from the Dragon Ball series. So an Instagram model named Kitsukami posted this. I think it looks good. Looks awesome. This next story comes from the Dragon's Lair series. So the original arcade game now has a Replicade for it, and I'll leave a link to that if you want to go check it out. This next story comes from Far Cry 6. This has unfortunately been delayed to March of next year. This next story comes from Fortnite. The Biden-Harris ticket is coming to Fortnite now. This next story comes from Gears Pop. So this is now shutting down in 2021. So to those who have the game, play it while you can. This next story comes from the God of War series. So a WWE wrestler named Braun Strowman posted this on Instagram. It looks really awesome, I think. This next story comes from a game I don't think I've ever talked about. This comes from a Konami game called Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. There's been some new merch for this game, and I'll leave a link to it if you want to get it. This next story comes from Halo Infinite. A lot of people have been scared that this might possibly be delayed to next year. So a Twitter user named James Hull said this. He said, "How confident are you Halo hits 2021 based on the leadership reshuffle?" Chloe Briel responded with, "The game is more or less content complete. They can fully focus on the technical aspects now. I absolutely do expect Halo Infinite to be released in 2021. This next story comes from Hitman 3. Same with Control, it was announced for the Switch, but only playable through cloud. This next story comes from Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. So apparently this is going to be having online play now, and you might actually get banned from this if you use the wrong words. So a Twitch streamer with over 20,000 followers named Orchestra posted this on Twitter. I'm obviously going to censor it out of fear of it breaking YouTube's rules. "You can get banned from the online, LMAO. Banned from Kingdom Hearts. How do you get banned from Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories? Simple. By using one of the words in the banned word list. Maybe it'll have a chat feature, who knows. Many lewd phrases and drug names are banned, as well as the word honkers." This next story comes from the King of Fighters series, and there has been a lot of backlash that SNK has been getting for a certain ad. Let's just say it has female characters, and they're sitting on bar stools, and then the main character, Terry, comes by, and you know. Apparently this was promotion for a game called SNK All-Stars, but it got so big and so much hate. SNK was still getting hate, and it was so bad, they had to respond, and they said this. For those who don't know, SNK is the company that owns the King of Fighters games. They said, "SNK has become aware of an advertisement for a product created by our licensing partner, which was not up to our ethical standards. SNK played no part in the creation of the ad, had no prior knowledge of its content, and has filed a complaint with the partners involved, asking for the ad to be taken down immediately. We sincerely apologize to our fans that such an offensive ad managed to make it public. Release, and hope for your understanding. We will strive to do better in the future along with our partners." And yeah, apparently this was controversial. Somehow people were defending this. Like, isn't one of the female characters underage? How can you defend that? This next story comes from League of Legends. So a YouTuber named MrBeast, I'm pretty sure most of us know who that is. He has confirmed that he now wants a team, his own personal team. This next story comes from an indie game called Mad Father. It is now confirmed that this is coming to the Switch and PC on the 5th of this month. Today, for context, this video right here was recorded on the 4th. So if this comes out after the 5th, then it's out. This next story comes from Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. So a YouTuber with over 2,000 subscribers named CritBox made a rainbow road in this. Apparently there is a mode where you can make your own track. This next story comes from the Mario and Luigi series. Back in January of this year, a trademark was filed for the series, but that was before Alpha Dream, the company who develops the game, filed for bankruptcy. So for context, Alpha Dream filed for bankruptcy in October. So maybe there's a new company that could make this. Maybe we're getting a new Mario and Luigi game. That would be pretty cool. I remember playing Bowser's Inside Story, and it was awesome. Now, not much is known about this other than it could potentially be released next year or maybe in 2022. This next story comes from Metroid. Not really a story, but since it's Halloween and everybody's dressing up, that's why I've been talking about a couple of cosplayers. Gigi Hadid posted this on Instagram. This next story comes from the Mortal Kombat series. So we have a lot to talk about, so if you don't want to hear any of this, I'll put a timestamp up for you to skip ahead to. because we have a lot to talk about. First, in terms of, since it's Halloween, and in terms of just people dressing up, Eugenie Bouchard posted this on Instagram. I think she looks amazing. And WWE wrestler Zelina Vega posted this, and I think both of them look amazing. They really look amazing. Also coming from the Mortal Kombat series, but this is mostly about Mortal Kombat 11. I think it was the Thiny that tweeted this out. It's time to discuss something. Recently, Mortal Kombat 11 got patched to disable modding and to disable the unlocker and to hinder data mines. Now they wouldn't have done this unless there's more to come. Why would they add anti-cheat at the end of a game's life? Wouldn't make sense. Twitter user named Scarlet Golpista posted this and said this. There's a new DLC slot added to Mortal Kombat 11 at Steam 8 hours ago. Maybe some unannounced skin pack. However, there's something quite interesting. 4 character slots. Then he tags the Thiny and whoever Murdoink is, I'm not sure. And he says, what do you guys think? There's 4 characters inside game files as well, right? This next story comes from 2 games, and that is No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. This was also announced at the Partner Showcase that these 2 games are coming to the Switch now. Engine Software tweeted out this. They said, as promised, less than 24 hours. No More Heroes and No More Heroes 2 will be available today for Nintendo Switch. We want to thank Suda51 and Marvelous Games for the collaboration, and we hope everyone will enjoy revisiting these classics. Not only that, but people have now discovered that these games are completely uncensored. A YouTuber with over 43,000 subscribers named Liam Robertson said, No More Heroes in HD, 60 FPS, the PAL version has blood uncensored, and I can play it anywhere. This next story comes from the Pokémon series. So a YouTuber with over 200 subscribers, Saiyan4414, posted a video. It's like an easier way of how to get shinies. Now I'll leave a link to his channel if you want to check it out. Not only that, but there's actually a possibility that we might be getting another mobile Pokemon game. Central Pokemon Leaks tweeted out this. They said some interesting info from a licensing magazine. According to them, Pokemon is releasing a new app in Q4 2020. Also, a new line of products for the 25th anniversary is expected with the name number 25. GBI also says 2021 is going to be very exciting for the Pokemon brand. Very exciting? Do you mean a remake of Diamond and Pearl? Because I really want that. This next story comes from Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. So apparently there's a certain Pokemon named Dragonite, and he apparently has a glitch inside of him. Joe Merrick, who works over at Cerebi.net, did you know Dragonite has a typo in its move pool? It learns Outrage at level 41, which is placed between Dragon Dance and 62 and Hyper Beam at 80. Dratini and Dragonair learn it at 55, 67 respectively. This must be from the number pad on the keyboard. This next story comes from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. This is actually pretty cool. A YouTuber with over 1,000 subscribers named Skramblez made Hogwarts in this. Apparently this game has like a mode where you can make your own skate rink, and I think it looks pretty cool. This next story comes from Resident Evil 3 Remake. There's a chance that this could be coming to the Switch. Unfortunately, it's going to be playable through cloud. This next story comes from Shantae, and she is now getting a plush. WayForward tweeted out this. The Shantae plush is now available directly from Fangamer. If you missed it before, now's your chance to own your very own dancing, shape-shifting half genie. It does not actually dance or shapeshift. And as with other merch I talk about in this video, I will leave a link to it down in the description or in the top pinned comment below. The next story comes from Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. So the Demi-Fiend, aka the protagonist, is getting a Figma. Unfortunately, this is not out yet, but Good Smile did tweet out this. They said a Figma of the Demi-Fiend from Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster is in the works by Max Factory. Stay tuned for more information. This next story comes from the Star Wars series. There's a chance we could potentially get another Star Wars game. There's a job listing over at EA Montreal. It was in French, but when translated, it says this. Motive Studio is already working on a new Star Wars action game and will also be developing original IP. This next story comes from the Story of Seasons series, also announced at the Partner Direct. This happened. They announced a new Story of Seasons, and it's called Pioneers of Olive Town. And it's going to be coming out on March 23rd of next year. This next story comes from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So there has been a leak that is actually holding a lot of credibility. This was on 4chan, but it's now been deleted. It said that NIS, who is a company behind games like Disgaea, Falcom, they're behind games like Yeez or Wise, I'm not sure how to say that, claimed that NIS and Falcom have been in talks with Nintendo about a character getting into Smash. Now you're probably wondering, how much credibility does this have? Was this the only thing that the leak said? It actually said that Ys 9 Monstrum Nox is coming over to America, and that got confirmed back in August. It also predicted Trails to Zero and Trails of Azure were coming to Switch. That was kinda right. It's only available for Switch in Asia. Now, the character that he thinks could be in is Reen Schwarzer from the Legend of Heroes series, and he is also predicting that there's going to be a Trails of Cold Steel Spirit event. Not only that, but Fortnite might possibly be coming to Smash. Not in the form of a playable character. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe a Mii costume. So a very credible leaker in the Fortnite community named Fire Monkey tweeted this out. He said, in a recent Zoom call with Jeff Keighley and Donald Mustard, a few hints have been revealed about the future of Fortnite. This info comes from a source who would like to remain anonymous, however is credible. And if you look at the bottom, it says, when asked about getting Fortnite into the Smash Bros. Universe, Donald Mustard simply stated he can't comment about it. This next story comes from Toho Spell Bubble. This has now gotten released in America. This next story comes from the Uncharted series, and there has been speculation that we could be getting an Uncharted 5. So the official Naughty Dog Twitter said this. They said, on November 1st, 2011, we launched Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. We can't believe it's been 9 years, feels just like the other day. And now, because of this, apparently people are speculating that Uncharted 5 could happen. I don't know much about the series, I've only played Uncharted 4, but isn't Lost Legacy kind of Uncharted 5? This next story comes from Vampire the Masquerade series. This is getting a Battle Royale game. For this final story, we have comes from Yumi Nikki. Fangamer is now releasing some merch for this game, so I'll leave a link to it down below if you want to get it. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe. I'll try to upload one video a week, every week.